All right, class, welcome back. We're going to go over our bell ringer, which you should have already answered this morning in regards to the text that we read last night. Now, after reading the text, where do you fall in the political spectrum? And we are talking about American politics as the text went over. So where do you fall in when it comes to American liberalism or American conservatism? And more specifically, I want you to tell me what belief or opinion or ideal within that political faction makes you think that way and makes you side with that. Okay? So let's open the classroom up for discussion. Can somebody tell me where they would lean, right or left? You, sir. You lean left. Okay. Can you tell me why? Because you think Trump is a lunatic. Okay. Well, let's just expand beyond the fact that of political leaders and all of that. Let's actually dive down more into what the belief system is, leaning left or leaning right. So I want to hear from someone who is leaning right, who is has a conservative ideals. Anybody here? You, sir, in the back. Okay. Because you believe in a strong military. Thank you. That is actually a conservative opinion or ideal or belief. Okay? He believes in increased military spending and increased defense to help keep our borders safe here domestically as well as abroad. That is a conservative ideal, and you can say, if I side with that, I'm going to lean right on when it comes to that opinion, that I believe our money should be going towards things like that, like keeping us safe here at home. Now, I want to hear from someone who leans more democratically, or to the left, liberal. Yes. Why? Because you believe more in equality. Okay. So you believe more in equal rights, regardless of race, sexual orientation. Okay, yes. Or regardless of who the person is, if they are an American citizen. Good. That is a left-leaning ideal. Whereas if you're leaning right, they're more into a traditional mindset or traditionalism. When you lean left, you are more, when it comes down to equal rights, you are more liberal or forgiving or free or free to give them outrights in regards to that. That is a left-leaning ideal. Thank you. Okay, so we're delving more into what these specific opinions and what these specific beliefs are. Okay, and that's what I want us to focus on. I want us to make an educated agreement within ourselves that this is where I tend to lean on these specific issues. And that's what's going to make you a conservative in that regard, or a Democrat or liberal in that regard. Conservative, once again, is Republican. Okay, we don't want to get our mind off of that. Okay, and I want us to not think about current politicians, current events right now. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute later on. Right now, we are going to try to search within ourselves to figure out where our political beliefs fall on the political spectrum. And that's what this is right here. Now, you guys should have all received this handout on your desk. This I downloaded from factmyth.com. It is a very good illustration of the political spectrum. And the only time I'm going to actually ask you guys is to think about political figures is we're going to delve into history right now and really dig into where certain governments fell on the political spectrum beyond just American Democrat and American Republican. Okay? And that's where these are going to fall right here. So this is Republican. This is Democrat. All right. Now, I want us to span beyond this, and we're going to go back to the American Revolution. Alexander Hamilton and his federalistic side. It held more traditionalistic ideals. We wanted to keep with monarchy, but we don't want to associate with that at all. We still want to keep morality and personal responsibility and economics. What would that be viewed as? Good. A right-leaning or conservative ideal. So we can position it on this side of the political spectrum. Okay, by the way, up or down, That's totalitarianism, or complete control of government. And down here is non-authoritative, or anarchy, which is complete absence of control or government. I failed to mention that, so I apologize for that. But Hamilton's federalism, where would that fall? It would fall on the right, correct. Now, would it be above the right, or would it be below, more towards the anarchy side? It would be above. That is correct, because it did hold more monarchy-style politics. So we can group Hamilton's federalism on this side. Now, what about who were his opponents back then? Very good. Thomas Jefferson, and who else am I looking for? James Madison. They were buddy-buddy, okay? They leaned towards a Democratic-Republican side. So where would they fall on this political spectrum? Are they more towards an authoritative side or a non-authoritative side? Correct. They were more authoritative. Okay? So here we have Jefferson's Democratic Republicanism. Okay? Or what back then we would probably call modern day Republican. Okay? Now, let's get a little bit closer to the authoritative or totalitarian. If we're going to get more controlling towards socialism and military dictatorships and more control, who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of dictatorships now. We went into this in our lesson on World War II. Hitler and Stalin. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's do Hitler first. Hitler was a National Socialist, or Nazi. Okay, now he was a socialist in that he believed in complete control over the public's well-being. But there's that other word in there as well called national, or it stems from nationalism, which believes in country pride and traditionalism. Once again, what ideal is that? That is a right-leaning ideal. So he is going to fall more over here. And so Hitler's Nazism would fall on this side of the political spectrum. Now, Stalin is the other one, and he was what? A communist. He was for communism. And that is also a socialistic ideal, but there wasn't as much to do with, I guess it came to oppression when it came to your race, your gender, or anything of that sort. It more had to do on your social class, whether you were middle class or a peasant or upper class. So that's going to be more on the left side, but it is still a dictatorship nonetheless. So Stalin's USSR, Soviet Union, is going to be over here. But that is a general overview of how the political spectrum works. And it is constantly fluctuating every day in politics today, based on who we elect, based on what policies move us forward. But the exact definitions our texts go over is that conservatism, or right-leaning, or republicanism, holds more traditionalist values, okay? Or values that are more wedged in what we should be because we were that in the past. So they believe in less change, less progress. They believe more in moral values. They believe more in personal responsibility when it comes to economic policy. And believe it or not, they believe in less government. They believe in much less government and governing over what you should pay in taxes, what you should be doing in regards to that. Now, when it comes to a left-leaning liberal or a Democrat, they believe in more progressive actions. Sometimes they can lead to positive outcomes. Sometimes they can lead to negative outcomes. Regardless, they believe in constant change. Now, the change can be erratic, it can be gradual, but change nonetheless as long as it is happening. They believe in more liberal spending. One other belief is probably in recent days is loan forgiveness, student loan forgiveness specifically. This is a left-leaning ideal where you take out X amount of money, but you don't have to give all of it back, because you are trying to add to the economy by working, joining the workforce or the professional workforce. Now that is a democratic-leaning opinion, but they believe in more change, going out there and expanding your horizons, making mistakes more, okay? But they do have also more of a reform or revolution style of thinking. Anything that's new, that's what needs to be explored. Okay? But specifically now, we're leaving out something in the middle. And you guys can probably guess after reading our text that that is moderates. Okay? And most of the American public actually falls within that area of the political spectrum. Now, differing opinions are what they are. I may lean right when it comes to a certain opinion. I may lean left when it comes to a certain opinion. That is my ideal. That is my prerogative. Okay? So what I want us to do, and this is the next part of our lesson, I want us to split us up into groups. And I'm going to challenge you to partner up with someone. I'm going to split you into pairs, but partner up with someone who does not share your same political beliefs. If you're a Democrat, partner up with a Republican. If you're a Republican, partner up with a Democrat, okay? And I want both of you to tackle this Venn diagram. We have an idea of what the differing opinions are, what conservative ideals are, what democratic or liberal ideals are. And in here, I want you to show their similarities, where they would agree on something. All right, so let's split up into pairs, and we'll join back after a few moments to actually go over this diagram. All right, class, let's gather together. We don't have much time, okay? Some of you have already written down a little bit more where you have differing opinions here. But as you can see on the liberal side, we have more progress, reform, increased taxes. That's something that was from the text as well. Bigger government and equality rights. When we come over here to the Republican side, we have more traditionalistic values. Personal responsibility, decreased taxes. That's once again from the text. Smaller government. And basis more on morality. This often has a religious context. But when we came in here in the moderate part of the diagram, both of them believe in the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. Both have to believe in change of some sort. So the moderate side would be slow change and practicality. And of course, both of them are American citizens. All right, class. I hope that is helpful. We will reconvene after this next reading assignment. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that second video presentation. Just wanted to give a quick reference to the works that I did use to build this lesson plan. The textbook that was used for the assigned reading is United States History by Emma Laspensky, used in many schools, especially here within the state of West Virginia. It's published by Pearson Education, Prentice Hall. The strategy utilized can be found in Chapter 6 of Laura Robb's text and our green text of Teaching, Reading, and Social Studies and Math. And can be found in Chapter 6 based on the Connect and Apply unit, mixing a Venn diagram with a chart. The inspiration for the political spectrum came from Dr. James Moore of Cleveland State University. His PDF is actually made reference to and is attached to the assignment. I also utilize factmyth.com for the political spectrum diagram that I used during this lesson. You can find the link to that below of this video. So I hope that helps with my works cited. It will all be written down after this in credits. I hope you enjoyed the video.